Benjamin Franklin, Chapter 11. When Franklin was 24 years old, he was married to Miss Deborah Reed, the young lady who had laughed at him when he was walking the street with his three bread rolls. They lived together very happily for a great many years. Some time before his marriage, Franklin's friend and employer, Mr. Denham, had died. The dry goods store of which he was the owner had been sold, and Franklin's occupation as a salesman or clerk was gone. But the young man had shown himself to be a person of great industry and ability. He had the confidence of everybody that knew him. A friend of his who had money offered to take him as a partner in the newspaper business. And so he again became a printer and the editor of a paper called the Pennsylvania Gazette. It was not long until Franklin was recognized as one of the leading men in Philadelphia. His name was known not only in Pennsylvania but in all the colonies. He was all the time thinking of plans for making the people about him wiser and better and happier. He established a subscription and circulating library, the first in America. This library was the beginning of the present Philadelphia Public Library. He wrote papers on education. He founded the University of Pennsylvania. He organized the American Philosophical Society. He established the first fire company in Philadelphia, which was also first in America. He invented copper plate press and printed the first paper money of New Jersey. He also invented the iron fireplace, which is called the Franklin stove and is still used where wood is plentiful and cheap. After an absence of 10 years, he paid a visit to his old home in Boston. Everybody was glad to see him now, even his brother James, the printer. When he returned to Philadelphia, he was elected clerk of the Colonial Assembly. Not long after that, he was chosen to be postmaster of the city. But his duties in this capacity did not require very much labor in those times. He did not handle as much mail in a whole year as passes now through the Philadelphia post office in a single hour. Here are some of the rules of life which Franklin made for himself when he was a very young man. Number one, to live very frugally till he had paid all the money he owed. To speak the truth at all times, to be sincere in word and action, to apply himself earnestly to whatever business he took in hand, and to shun all foolish projects for becoming suddenly rich. For industry and patience, he said, are the surest means of plenty. To speak ill of no man whatever, not even in a matter of truth, but to speak all the good he knew of everybody. When he was 26 years old, he published the first number of an almanac called Poor Richard's Almanac. This almanac was full of wise and witty sayings, and everybody soon began to talk about it. Every year, for 25 years, a new number of Poor Richard's Almanac was printed. It was sold in all parts of the country. People who had no other books would buy and read Poor Richard's Almanac. The library of many a farmer consisted of only the family Bible with one or more number of this famous almanac. Here are a few of Poor Richard Almanac's sayings. A word to the wise is enough. God helps them that help themselves. Early to bed and early to rise makes a man healthy, wealthy, and wise. There are no gains without pains. Plow deep while sluggards sleep, and you shall have corn to sell and to keep. One today is worth two tomorrows. Little strokes fell great oaks. The sleeping fox catches no poultry. Diligence is the mother of good luck. Constant dropping wears away stones. A small leak will sink a great ship. Creditors have better memories than debtors. Many a little makes a mickle. Fools make feasts and wise men eat them. Rather go to bed supperless than rise in debt. For age and want save while you may. No morning sun lasts the whole day. It is pleasant to know that Franklin observed the rules of life which he made, and his wife, Deborah, was as busy and as frugal as himself. They kept no idle servants. Their furniture was of the cheapest sort. Their food was plain and simple. Franklin's breakfast for many years was only bread and milk, and he ate it out of a two-penny earthen bowl with a pewter spoon. But at last, when he was called one morning to breakfast, he found his milk in a china bowl, and by the side of the bowl there was a silver spoon. His wife had bought them for him as a surprise. She said that she thought her husband deserves a silver spoon and china bowl as well as any of his neighbors. Thank you for listening. To live very frugally till he had paid all he owed. Frugal, F-R-U-G-A-L, frugal means economical. Plow deep while sluggards sleep, and you shall have corn to sell and to keep. Sluggard, S-L-U-G-G-A-R-D, sluggard means a lazy, sluggish person. Diligence is the mother of good luck. D-I-L-I-G-E-N-C-E. Diligence means careful and devoted. Thank you for listening.